Hello, Internet. Today, I'm doing a little unboxing video that I'm very excited about from Moterm. This is a song about unboxing Moterm, and I'm singing it really well. Oh look, there I am in the reflection. Hi. I've known about Moterm now for I want to say several years, back when they first came out with their vegetable tanned leather. Previous to that, it was pebbled leather. Now they have both options. I hadn't bought one for a while because I didn't feel like I needed one. I have dozens and dozens of notebook covers. But last week, I wanted a little retail therapy, and I'd had these two things in my cart for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I decided it was time to treat myself. And so I got two of the covers, and I will open them now. So I have the littler one, which is a B6 zipper case, I believe, if I remember from a couple weeks ago when I actually ordered it. I mean, the first impression that I have is like, this is way fancier than it needs to be for how much it costs. Both of these were well under $100 for vegetable tan leather covers, and it comes in this fancy box. It has this fancy pouch. You know, it's not like top of the line luxury, but it's pretty fancy for a cheap notebook cover. And this is the B6 zippered, as I said. There's lots of little pockets, which really is why I like it, or why I wanted it. I guess I don't know if I like it or not yet. So many little pockets. And then, of course, the big one up here. So my initial impression of the actual item itself is overall good. Like, I think the leather quality isn't quite as top notch as it could be. Like, if you're looking for something like this that's like an actual luxury item, you might find something closer at like Galen leather. But this, for the price, is still amazing quality. It's kind of strange. Like, some of the leather seems smooth and some of it seems almost pebbled. And there's some blemishes in it. But for the most part, it's pretty damn fancy. The only thing that might bother me is, like, if you open it up, this opens up automatically. I don't love that. But maybe that's just the way these kinds of notebooks are. I don't know. I'll have to use it and see if it actually bothers me. So that's the B6 zippered. And then this one is the A5 with a snap closure. Again, you've got the fancy box and the fancy pouch. This one feels a lot floppier already. Okay. So I got them both in the, I want to say apricot color, but if it's not apricot, I'll correct myself with words on the screen. You see, they're actually a slightly different color, even though technically they're the same color. And then this is the snap closure. The insides are pretty much the same format. You still have the big pocket at the top. This one also has the addition of bookmarks, but the actual pockets themselves, the format is still all the same. And this one also has two snaps on the outside, so like if it gets fatter, you can snap further out, I guess. I'm assuming that's what it's for, which I'm trying to do while looking in the camera, so I imagine if you stuff it fuller, then you snap it further out, and if it's not stuffed quite as full, you snap it further in. And again, I think the leather quality on this isn't as amazing as a lot of the top tier products out there. But again, this was well under $100. I think if you bought this from a different brand and did have top quality leather, it would be, I don't know, I'm going to say 170. I completely made that up. I don't really love that a lot of this seems sort of pebbled. I don't really know the difference between vegetable tan and pebbled leather, but this definitely has a texture to it. I don't think it will bother me. It feels fine, and it looks okay. And again, I'm cheap, so if I can save some money by having leather that's a little bit worse, that's fine. And I got these specifically because I thought they would age the most dramatically, since it's the lightest leather option that they have. So I guess we'll see about that. Let me actually put in a couple notebooks just so we can see what they look like when they have stuff in them. Okay, so I bought several different notebooks to try out. We'll start with the A5. This is just a sketchbook that I will use as a journal that I haven't started yet. Hardcover A5. And it does not fit in here. Annoying. It's too big to fit into the actual sleeve part. I think you could probably, I guess, stick it in this one, but then it's gonna, of course, hang out, which is kind of gross. Okay, so that one is a failure. This one we can try. This is the A5 Midori thick notebook. So it's like the normal Midori, but it has thicker paper and fewer pages. And this one has the clear cover on that, which is what I had it in before. Again, this is something I'll use as a journal that I just haven't started using yet. And even with the clear cover, it looks like it fits in quite nicely. So I guess the moral of this story is don't put a hardcover book in here. I mean, theoretically, you don't really need it, right? Because this is a hardcover. Mostly, though, I'm not using this to protect the notebook. I'm using it because I want to have all these extra pockets and things because I think they're fun to carry extra stuff around with me. But yeah, the A5 Midori notebook fits in there nicely. Let me just close it up and see. Yeah. That'll work. So that's that one. Now let's look at this B6 one. So I actually originally bought this thinking I have a B6 Slim that I'm using. I've only just barely started it, but I've done some journaling in there. And I have it in this Lacao cover that I mentioned in my last video. And I just want to see, I know it's smaller than is intended for this cover. And they do, I think, make a B6 Slim, but if I was going to go for it, I figured why not get the big boy, you know? And I think it actually looks very nice in there. Again, I'm very annoyed that this doesn't, it like, I don't know, it flops up, doesn't open all the way, which I guess probably has to be like that so you can close it. But I find it quite annoying in practice already, and I haven't even started using it. I wonder if over time, like the leather will adapt and sort of push in. I don't know. But other than that, it looks nice in there. And I like the zipper aspect of it because then like you don't have to worry about anything that you keep in there falling out. It's a nice, sturdy, solid little thing. Even your pen will be secure in there, although I wouldn't put a fancy pen in there, probably right so close to a zipper. But yeah, I think that's nice. And then I have one other actual B6 notebook I can try in there. This is from 2020, as you can see. It's a planner that I started back before I actually used the planner properly, and so I never finished it. But the reason I want to try this one in there is because I'm auditioning planners for next year, and this is one of the options. It's a Muji planner, Muji Weekly Horizontal, I think. And that's not the style I like. But of course, this one has a cover on it, and the cover's not going to fit, just like with the A5. But I think this is actually like a cover that you can take off. Yeah. So it comes with this cover on it, but it looks like you can take the actual planner out of it. So let me try that. It's just a blank notebook. It actually looks quite like a Midori, but it's not a Midori, it's a Muji. And then that seems like it will fit nicely in there. And by nicely, I mean very, very snugly, but probably will fit, which is fine because once it's in there, I'm not going to be taking it out if this is in fact what I put in there, one of these things. Very, very snugly. I'm not even sure if it's all the way in. Jesus. Is it in? I think it's still not quite all the way in. Oh, I moved it a little. That's good news. I think also like this cover is not meant to be used by it. This notebook cover is not meant to be used without this plastic thing, and so it's not quite as stiff as you need it to be to push it in. But let's see. Okay, I think that's in now. Yeah, I think that would work just fine. Again, I hate that it doesn't lie flat, but I'm just going to keep complaining about that for the rest of my life. Deal? Deal. Yeah. I might want to try just one more B6 notebook in there just to see. So let me magic myself another one. I actually magic myself a couple. So I pulled these out of my blank notebook stack. These are Traveler's Notebook inserts in B6 from Good Ink Impressions on Etsy. I mean, I bought these, I want to say at least 5 years ago, so I can't speak to the current quality or existence of this brand, but I know I liked them back when I bought these. And this is obviously very thin for this notebook cover, but quite nice. And actually, I bet you could put one on each side. One on each side and still have plenty of room left. Yeah, so that fits nicely, goes in very easily and smoothly, unlike the Muji planner. Yeah, so I like that. And then this B6 notebook was from the Hipponoto Kickstarter to get a B6 Tomoe River notebook that I want to say was, okay, I'm going to make this up, but it's going to sound dramatic, but it actually is dramatic even if I get it wrong. I want to say I pledged the Kickstarter like 5 years ago, and then it took them about 4 years to deliver the notebook. So the good news is they finally did deliver it. The bad news is it was years late. And I haven't even opened it yet because the reason I wanted to use this notebook when I first backed it is years gone away. But now I have it so I can test it in this notebook cover. So there, full circle. If I can get it out. It's a nice looking notebook. It's like a leather or leatherette cover. Has a band closure, which won't work with this. Dots, and the pages are numbered. I don't know if they sell these. Like I said, it took them years to deliver this one for the Kickstarter, so I don't know if they have more that they do. I'm just using it to stick in here and see. Yep, this one fits nicely too. It's very thick, but it still fits in there without any trouble at all, really. Yeah. I actually like this notebook more than I expected to, so I might I might have to figure out something to do with it. I think I got 2 of them. I don't love dot grid, but it also doesn't really make sense for this cover because it has the elastic. But we'll see what happens. So, friends, that is my unboxing and my initial review of my new Moterm covers. Stay tuned, and I'm sure I will be giving you an updated review once I use them, and you can hear me complain more about how this one doesn't open all the way. Okay, bye!